Every single day, this factory cranks out over 2 million Pop Tarts, Eggos, and Waffles, and not a single one is touched by human hands. Inside, precision machines move in perfect rhythm, pressing, toasting, and packing breakfast treats faster than the eye can follow. Golden batter is poured onto scorching hot plates, while frosted pastries roll through tunnels hotter than the Sahara. But how does a simple mix of flour and sugar become the crispy, gooey snack we all know? And what secret step locks in that iconic crunch? Let's step inside and uncover the engineering magic behind your morning favorites. The journey behind your favorite breakfast classics begins long before they ever reach the toaster. In vast, high-tech facilities spread across the United States and beyond, the production of toaster pastries, frozen waffles, and breakfast cakes kicks off with the sourcing of raw materials that power these everyday staples. Take one of the largest plants in Tennessee, for example. It alone can churn out over 5 million units every single day, a staggering volume that's only a slice of the global scale. Worldwide, factories are producing well over 1 billion breakfast products annually to keep up with soaring demand, especially in North America, where the market for ready-to-eat morning food continues to surge. At the heart of it all are simple ingredients: wheat flour, cornmeal, sugar, eggs, and dairy derivatives. The wheat that forms the base of most breakfast items is primarily sourced from the United States, Canada, and parts of Europe, regions known for their high-yield, high-protein varieties. Wheat prices fluctuate based on global harvests, fuel costs, and weather events, with the average price per ton hovering between $200 and $300. Once milled, the flour is shipped in bulk tankers or silos to regional processing facilities. Factories don't rely on retail-scale bags of flour or sugar. Instead, these raw materials arrive by the ton, pumped into sealed silos from delivery lorries using pneumatic systems that blow fine powders into storage chambers built to withstand moisture and pests. These storage silos can hold up to 50 tons of material at a time, ensuring constant supply and minimal downtime on the production line. Raw eggs arrive either pre-separated in bulk liquid form or as dried egg powder, depending on the recipe and shelf stability required. Dairy ingredients, such as whey and milk solids, come from large-scale dairy processors, often located within a few hundred miles of the plant, to minimize spoilage and cost. From the moment the raw materials enter the plant, the production process is tightly orchestrated. Flour is pulled automatically from silos and fed into enormous ribbon blenders, machines capable of mixing thousands of pounds of ingredients within minutes. The dry mix is carefully blended with liquid components like oil, milk, and water, using precision-controlled dispensers to maintain consistent texture and viscosity. In the case of waffles and Eggos, the result is a smooth, pourable batter. For toaster pastries, it's a pliable dough that must be kneaded, rolled, and rested before forming. The mixing stage alone is a marvel of engineering. Industrial mixers used in these plants can range from small 400-liter tanks for specialty runs to massive 2,000-liter systems running around the clock. Mixing time is critical. Too short, and the batter is lumpy. Too long, and gluten development alters the final texture. Automation is key here, with sensors monitoring temperature, viscosity, and consistency to ensure every batch is identical, whether it's waffle batter or Pop Tart pastry. Once mixed, the batter or dough is transported via stainless steel pipelines or conveyors to the next stage. For waffles and Eggos, that's the griddle room. Here, hundreds of cast iron plates arranged on a rotating carousel are preheated to over 200 degrees Celsius. Batter is automatically dispensed onto these molds in exact quantities, ensuring uniform shape and thickness. Within under 90 seconds, each cake is perfectly cooked on both sides and ejected onto a cooling conveyor. Toaster pastries follow a different path. The dough is sheeted through a series of rollers that gradually reduce its thickness down to just a few millimeters. It's then cut into long strips and deposited with fruit or chocolate fillings, using high-speed piston depositors capable of injecting hundreds of units per minute. The filled strips are folded, sealed, and crimped with a mechanical roller before being trimmed into individual rectangles. These move along the line to be baked in tunnel ovens that stretch for over 30 meters, operating at temperatures up to 300 degrees Celsius. Each oven is calibrated to maintain steady heat throughout its length, with air circulation and humidity controls built in. This ensures the outer crusts are golden and firm, while the inside remains soft and gooey where needed. The baking process takes roughly 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the size and moisture content of the product. After baking or griddling, cooling is crucial. Products exit the ovens or cookers at temperatures too high for immediate packaging. Conveyor belts carry them through cooling tunnels, long, temperature-controlled corridors, where ambient air is carefully managed to reduce the internal temperature without causing condensation or texture loss. For waffles, this cooling process takes about 5 minutes. For toaster pastries, it may be slightly longer due to their denser structure. Next, the pastries are often frosted. This part is both delicate and technical. Using overhead nozzles, a controlled stream of sugary glaze is applied, while the product moves continuously. The timing has to be exact. Too early, and the frosting melts off. Too late, and it won't adhere properly. Once coated, the items pass under gentle air jets to help set the topping. From there, it's onto freezing or packaging. Frozen products like Eggos are flash frozen using spiral freezers, which drop the temperature to minus 35 degrees Celsius in a matter of minutes. This rapid freeze locks in moisture and texture, ensuring a consistent product after reheating at home. Packaging is done on high-speed lines using robotic arms and vacuum-sealed systems, with each package scanned by quality control systems for weight, seal integrity, and labeling accuracy. In many of these facilities, automation dominates. From mixers to packagers, the majority of machines are controlled by programmable logic controllers, with minimal human intervention required. However, certain stages, especially quality inspection and line changeovers, still rely on skilled labor. Workers are trained to spot inconsistencies, adjust machinery, and troubleshoot breakdowns in real time. Despite advances in automation, maintaining a trained workforce remains critical to avoiding costly downtime. These processes may sound modern, but their origins trace back much further. Toaster pastries were first introduced in the United States in the 1960s, inspired by the idea of a shelf-stable pastry that could be heated in a toaster without burning or leaking. Their popularity exploded within a decade, thanks to aggressive marketing, convenience, and an expanding suburban population hungry for quick breakfasts. The early production lines were simpler, often relying on hand-fed dough sheets and manual frosting. Today, those systems have been replaced by high-speed, fully enclosed lines capable of producing over 10,000 units every minute. Frozen waffles have an even older lineage, with traditional waffles dating back to medieval Europe. However, the frozen version wasn't perfected until the 1950s, when improvements in flash freezing and refrigerated logistics allowed mass distribution. The Eggo brand, launched in the United States in 1953, was among the first to take full advantage, using patented griddle systems and unique batter formulas to create a product that could be reheated without becoming soggy or dry. Economically, the production of these foods represents a multi-billion-dollar sector in the global processed foods market. The cost of production varies by region, but raw materials typically account for 30 to 40% of total expenses. Energy consumption, packaging, logistics, and labor make up the rest. Energy costs are particularly high in facilities using large ovens and freezers, with some plants consuming as much electricity as a small town. Sustainability efforts have led many manufacturers to invest in heat recapture systems, solar arrays, and improved insulation to reduce both environmental impact and operational expenses. One of the biggest challenges faced by manufacturers today is ingredient volatility. Climate change, trade tariffs, and geopolitical unrest can affect the availability and price of essential ingredients like wheat, corn syrup, and palm oil. Sourcing sustainably is also a growing concern, especially as consumers demand more transparency in how their food is made. Some companies now work directly with farmers to secure long-term contracts and implement regenerative agricultural practices that improve soil health and reduce carbon emissions. Another issue is consistency. With such high production volumes, even a small defect rate can result in thousands of defective units. That's why modern factories rely heavily on computer vision systems, cameras combined with artificial intelligence, to scan every item on the line. These systems detect size discrepancies, surface imperfections, and missing components faster than the human eye could manage. As demand for these products has spread globally, production methods have adapted. In Asia and Europe, for instance, flavors and shapes differ to cater to local tastes. Green tea waffles in Japan, or strawberry cheesecake pastries in Germany. To meet these regional preferences, factories are often designed with modular lines that can be switched over quickly, sometimes in under 20 minutes, allowing flexible production without halting output entirely. The sheer scale of these operations is difficult to grasp without seeing it. A single production floor may span the size of 3 football fields, with teams of engineers, line managers, and technicians all working in concert to keep the lines moving. Maintenance crews often work overnight to replace parts, recalibrate equipment, and deep clean every surface to comply with stringent hygiene standards set by federal agencies. Consumer trends have also forced change. With growing demand for organic, gluten-free, and low-sugar alternatives, manufacturers are investing in new machinery and recipes that can accommodate sensitive ingredients without compromising performance. Gluten-free batters, for instance, behave differently under heat and require unique mixing times and baking profiles to avoid collapsing or becoming rubbery. Despite all the innovation, the objective remains the same: delivering a consistent, safe, and tasty product that consumers can rely on. From the arrival of flour in rail cars to the final frozen box on a supermarket shelf, every step is carefully designed for maximum efficiency and minimum waste. In the end, what seems like a simple breakfast option is actually the result of decades of innovation, engineering, and global coordination. And the next time you bite into that warm pastry or crispy waffle, just remember, it took a network of farmers, factory workers, engineers, and food scientists to get it there. Thanks for sticking with us on this tasty journey through the factory floors, where Pop Tarts, Eggos, and Waffles come to life. It's incredible to think how much engineering, precision, and teamwork goes into making something that ends up toasted on your plate in just minutes. If you enjoyed getting a behind-the-scenes look at how your favorite breakfast treats are made, there's a whole world of food production still to explore. So why not check out another video and keep the discovery going? Don't forget to hit that like button if you learned something new today, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into the fascinating world of food factories. We've got plenty more coming up, from sweet snacks to savory classics. And we'd love to hear from you. What's your go-to breakfast item? Are you Team Pop Tart, Team Eggo, or do waffles win it all for you? Or is there another food-making process you're curious about that we should cover next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.